So let's get right in. From a Marathi mulgi belonging to a middle class family to becoming the wine icon of India, how has your journey been? Yeah.
Because it happened.
I mean, you are the first in a lot of things. But having said that, in an industry which has been male dominated, and yet you've made a place for yourself, I must say, on a pedestal very high, and people are still, struggling to get there. So, being a woman, what were the challenges that you faced?
Again, I come back to my parenting. I have been raised so wonderfully that we were, as me and my sister both, we were never made to feel any less or any inferior. I don't think my parents ever said, oh, we miss having a boy. I think we were raised with a lot of love, attention, and unconditional love, if I may say. Of course, through your growing times and through the career and early parts of the career, there are always going to be people who undermine you. Who sort of send you these messages or try to disguise as your well-wishers and friends and try to give you advice that is not necessarily always in your own interest. Mm-hmm. But because I've had such a fantastic backing from my parents, my husband, who've been great mentors, and my rock-solid foundation on which I've always stood tall, I think all of this noise around me has always sort of faded. It's cut out. I've never paid heed to any of it. And I today honestly also feel that as a woman, it's only placed to my advantage. I've never thought of it like that. I think when I was striving to earn the title or throughout all the work that I've done thereafter, I don't think I've ever stopped to think, oh, let me try and capitalize on the fact that I'm the woman or the first woman. I just wanted to be the first. Man or woman, I didn't care that much. Matter. I think the woman thing was incidental, and I'm grateful for it. But I think increasingly today, we shouldn't have to think like that. Yeah. And I think as a woman, we should take advantage of the fact that we come with a very different and a unique skill set. There are so many things in ways where women have been proven to be, research shows apparently women are better tasters than men are.
Oh, really?
Women have better empathy or whatever.
They're very good communicators as well.
Well, so, yes, yeah. Can be, yes. Yeah. So I think we should take advantage of all these things and we should just chase our dreams fearlessly.
That's true. Okay. So in India, wine is taking off now and the industry is growing. Where do you see the wine industry in the next 5 years here in India? How fast will it grow? How popular will it be?
So wine has had its fair share of, ups and downs in India. We're still a very young country for wine. It's still the fastest growing beverage in the country. It's growing consistently in a double-digit growth. And as you can see now, that wine is the new media symbol of sophistication, success, romance, aspirational living. Wine is today being adopted culturally, not just in the metro, urban, tier 1 cities, but is fast being embraced in tier 2, tier 3 cities as well, where a lot of Indian wine producers are actually seeing more growth coming from, rather than the urban tier 1 cities, where people now seem to be sort of graduating more towards international wines and discovering newer styles from around the world and so on. And wine enjoys a trilogy of appeal. And I like to refer to this as a trilogy because there are 3 advantages wine has over any other alcohol beverage. And that is that it is considered to be healthier as compared to a lot of the hard, high alcohol spirits. It's the healthier alternative. 2, it is definitely more sophisticated and elegant, and a lot of upwardly mobile Indians believe that it's nice to be seen with a glass of wine in a social setting. It looks elegant and so on. And the 3rd is a lot of women have gone on record in research that they find more acceptance within their own family or within their own circle to be seen consuming wine as opposed to spirits. Women feel less inhibited as seen consuming wine as opposed to any other beverage. So this trilogy of appeal is very unique to wine. And whilst all of these are pluses, I think wine also is now facing stiff competition from a wide variety of homegrown brands across spirit category, right?
Right. Like gins, I think, are becoming more popular now.
Gins are exploding.
Yeah.
India is producing world-class whiskey now.
Yeah.
There's vodkas, there's rums, there's even agave spirits,
yes,
coming from India. So there is so much movement across the entire alcobev category. I would say as a profession, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant time for any young professional to consider specializing a career just in the alcobev industry. It really is the need of the hour. A lot of hotels are also looking for talent. At the time when I started the academy, I saw no demand for our kind of education. But in the last 5 years, every hotel now, it's become almost a prerequisite that they want the people that they take on board to come with some level of qualification in the alcobev sector. Some knowledge about wines and beverages.
Right.
So it's a wonderful time to pursue a career in the alcobev industry, even if it's a line of just specialization. So not overall F&B, but just coming in as a bartender or mixologist or a wine sommelier. And there are so many opportunities even outside of hotels for alcobev experts to create an impact.
Yeah, I think it's a growing industry, and whoever gets in first is going to make it. So you've been there, and so will the...
No, but I hope that as a pioneer, I serve as a mentor and as an inspiration for many other such young professionals to believe in a career path in this industry.
Yeah.
And I hope that, many such opportunities open up for the new upcoming talent.
Right. So in your reel journey, we see that you're giving simple tips. They're shorts, and you're telling people 2 or 3 things, very engaging. And I think simple ways of telling them how to have their wine, how to pair their food, what are the good Indian food pairings that will happen. So how did this reel journey happen? I think you said during the pandemic, but can you a little bit elaborate on that part?
So as I said, around the time of COVID, the Instagram had just introduced Reels.
Yeah.
So before that, I think all social media was more emphasizing on pictures.
Yeah.
But videos happened first with TikTok. And then I think Instagram launched Reels, and then TikTok got banned. So I suddenly had this moment where I realized that I had knowledge. I enjoy communicating. It's perhaps a part of my skill set to be able to communicate fluently. And I think video as a medium played to my strengths. And I just decided to give it a go. And I looked at the market around me. They wanted information decoded in a very simple fashion. And I think that's what because I was very keenly listening to all the questions that were keenly reading all the questions that were coming up as comments. And a lot of the real ideas came from that engagement. So I would just simply read all the comments, and people would say, show us how to do this, show us why that, tell us a recommendation of a sweet Indian wine or whatever it was. And I would pay close attention to those comments, and I would literally act on it and make a video about that. And initially I started, during COVID, I took my daughter's help, who's very technologically savvy. So I would just give her my phone and I'd be record my videos. Then eventually I moved to getting an agency to help me with it. And then I realized that this is going to be for a lifetime. I've realized I've become a slave to social media. So then I thought, okay, I might as well invest in my own team. So today we have our entire production team that is in-house. We have a fleet of editors and cameramen, and all our equipment is ours. And I think the reason I'm telling you all this is when you know something is working well, by trying many different things, you know this is working, then you just go for it. Then you invest in it and you sort of give it a go.
And it's a tremendous journey. I mean, we've seen the followers. How many?
So we are 1.2 million on Instagram as of this morning.
There you go.
And another 300K across different platforms, because we're also active on Facebook.
Correct.
And LinkedIn, all platforms. So I think 1.5 million followers across all social media platforms.
Yeah. So now let's talk about your Holland house. I think Namaste has taken
over the management.
And tell us about it.
So the Holland house was another passion project, a dream for me. Most times I'm only acting on my dreams. I see a dream and then I somehow manifest it to happen, and this is one such. Through all my travels to wine regions around the world, to learn about wine, to discover wine, I used to see all these chateaus and stay at some of them, And I've been to, wonderful places across the world, but what I saw in Bordeaux or Tuscany, Napa Valley, I would see all of this and think of wine tourism as an industry. And I would think that wine is growing in India, and people in India, we are very well traveled. Indians are extremely well traveled.
That's true.
We've traveled around the world, and now we're increasingly discovering more of India. And I think that wine tourism was an opportunity I saw, where I thought people will travel for wine. Because as wine gets more and more popular, people will, in discovery of wine, be enchanted at the thought of going and staying at a wine-centric destination, not just to explore wine, but also the culture and the place and everything around it. And Nashik, of course, is known as the wine capital of the country, because 70-80% of the wineries of India are located in Nashik. But more importantly, Nashik is also culturally rich, and the weather is fab. There's less humidity, it's dry. So, and what struck me about Nashik is the wide diurnal temperature variation. So no matter how hot it is during the day, no matter how warm it gets, the nights are significantly cooler, because there's a huge drop in temperature, and the nights are beautiful. They're crisp, they are cool, and during winters they get properly nippy. So I thought a combination of all these things sort of made Nashik the obvious choice for me. And then when I thought about what I wanted to build, I wanted to build something that could remind people of a wine destination. So then I thought, why don't I try and use some of the chateau-inspired architecture to build. I've always been more attracted to the contemporary old world. So not very old world. So if you see the aesthetics of the Holland house, it's classic contemporary. So it's not very, very old-fashioned,
right,
but it's still European, and but there's a lot of modern lines, a lot of freshness, a lot of elegance, a lot of brightness. We've used a lot of beautiful colors in the bedrooms. The living room is white and luxurious. It's got a heated pool. It's got a surround sound music system. So I wanted to build something that was a little upmarket. And I think the point was that I also wanted to give it a very personalized touch. So the idea behind the Holland House is, it is a weekend getaway, or it's a anytime getaway, and you can come stay there, enjoy something luxurious, elegant, charming in the countryside of Nashik, and we'll weave all kinds of cultural and wine-centric experiences for you, and hopefully you experience like living in my home. I wanted it to be an extension of me.
Right.
So I tried to give it a lot of personal touch. So it's like, come and stay in my home. But of course, I needed a great team to manage it on a day-to-day basis. And I wanted to ensure that the level of hospitality is top-notch and uncompromised. So I could think of no better partners than the Yama Stays and Trails, because they're the best. And I have a great relationship with the IHCL.
Not Oberoi's?
I also am an ex-Oberoi, and have great, deep respect and admiration for the Oberoi Group too. But I don't think Oberoi has a brand like that manages owner-owned properties. Taj does with the Yama Stays and Trails.
Yeah, that's true.
And for me, it was the natural choice.
Yeah. So let's have some fun questions now. Your everyday poison.
Ooh, my everyday poison is tea. I love tea.
Oh, that was so unexpected.
I love tea. It's a lesser known fact about me is that before every wine tasting, and before any important event, like today in your office, I sipped a cup of tea. Wine invigorates me, but tea relaxes me. It calms me, and I need tea.
Oh my God. Okay. What's your favorite drink when you want to celebrate?
For a celebration, what better than champagne? Or some kind of a bubbly. Or even a glass of whiskey. I really like my whiskeys.
Okay. So what comes to your mind when you think of your alma mater, IHM Mumbai?
I learned so much at the IHM Mumbai. I think a hotel management or a culinary school or anything that gives you hospitality management knowledge, it's like a finishing school. It really polishes you. You're like a rough cut when you come into these colleges, and you come out polished like a diamond, because it sort of grooms you 360 degrees. And there's such valuable learnings, not just about how hotels work and how to make beds or how to rustle up the 5 mother sauces, or it's so much more than that. I've learned so much about etiquette, dining, how to meet people, how to greet people, how to sit, how to speak with confidence. For me, learning at the IHM Mumbai was really like a finishing school, and I would highly recommend a course in any hospitality school, such as yours too, greatly reputed.
Thank you.
I would highly recommend it to any young professional who's aspiring to do more in life, because what you learn here, you will use in every facet of your life, no matter what you go on to become.
And London for you is?
London for me was incredible. There was a point in time when I used to say to my husband, if there's any place I live outside of India, if ever I have to, it would be London. London exposed me to a massive global culture. It is here where I not only learned, for me, it was the mecca of the wine education world. So I got all my education, my entire wine education is from London, first from the WSET in the UK, and thereafter from the Institute of Masters of Wine in London. So I must have been, I don't know, infinite number of times to London. But London also exposed me to a culture of great food, great wine selections, superb shopping. I made lots of friends along the way. And it's just a vibrant, I mean, it's not so much now. I think London is seeing its tough days now as an economy.
Yeah.
But I think back in the day when I was studying from there, it was a really vibrant city that had the best of everything to offer. So I had a ball.
And your favorite holiday destination?
I recently went to Maldives, and I've had so many wonderful holidays, but the one that sticks in my memory very fresh right now is the fantastic holiday I had at the Maldives. I stayed in this stunning property by the Soneva Group. They are super luxury and beautiful. I had a villa of 7,000 square feet, 2-bedroom villa with a water slide that went straight into the ocean. And actually, we reached 1 million followers on social media, on Instagram, while I was there. So I actually made a video of just coming down from the slide and going all wild and like that. And that's my 1 million video to celebrate the moment. So that's another reason why it's also special.
That's lovely. So I think with this we are done. So thank you very much for being here. It was lovely listening to you. And I think the students are going to enjoy this podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure. And I send all my good wishes and the very best of luck to all the students at AISSMT for a very bright and a sparkling future ahead. Cheers.